Hello from SheNation.com. This is Mark Josie. Today I'm going to talk about how to play the higher octave. The higher octave is very challenging for the beginners because they cannot get the very high notes to stabilize the sound with the Dizi. So here we'll use the D key Dizi. Okay? So previous lesson we learned how to play all the lower notes, and it's easy to blow because it doesn't require a lot of strength with the air, right? Like that. Doesn't require a lot of air. Now, for the higher note, okay, first you need to make sure that your mouth is not too watery, or else you will go and then all the water will come out. With the sixth key, you try to blow harder, narrower, and also the top part of the mouth is sticking out a little bit more. If you fail to do the to blow these notes, don't worry. Okay, just try to move the mouth away from the hole a little bit, and then try to see if you can get a sweet spot. When you can really blow the higher notes, you'll be able to master the rest. It's really like just one theory and you get it. So the first thing you want to learn is the sixth key. Okay? With this, all the keys pressed is the easiest high note. The higher you go, the harder it is. Okay? So here we go. Five, four. Now, when you get here, you will have the sound sometimes. The problem is, okay, your mouth is off the sweet spot, and it's okay to play the sixth key with if your mouth is a little bit off. But if you're on this third note, it will be more like it's stricter. So you really need to get yourself. Blow harder, okay? Blow harder, and try to tune the airflow to be narrower and pinching down to the inside wall right here, okay? So when you can actually play all these high notes from 6 to 3, 6 to 1 here, okay, then there are some ultra high key that is very hard to blow. See, when you're at this one, you go and then you cannot blow it, okay? That's the problem with some newbies. When you're at the number one key right here, okay, you get stuck. Now, again, I want to emphasize, if you use a demo, it's even harder because your demo can be not set up right. See, I just wet my demo right now, and then you hear the sound is not clear. Now I will have to dry it up and spread that. Always remember that a demo is good sounding only if you know how to handle it. You see? That's the problem with a wet demo. I just try to wet the demo right here, and you can see the sound will downgrade right away. With tape, you have no problem. See, this is the high key of the F Dizi. Okay, when you go to the first key right here, you run out of notes, right? You're like at the highest pitch and you don't know what to do. Now the first thing you do is you cover these holes. Okay, so this is the first ultra high pitch you want to learn, and it's not easy to blow that note at first, especially with these cheaper flutes. It's much harder to blow. And here I want to mention that with the cheaper flutes, the problem is not only that the material is cheaper and easier to crack, and it's also because the holes are not drilled properly sometimes. So if you have like even this one, it's very microscopic difference, but if you look into it, the circle is not like a really nice well-made circle. And so when you blow it, okay, the airflow is not going to hit the wall right, and it will sound really like not clear and not precise. And that's why when you play with these cheaper decks, you don't expect a lot of very crispy, crystal clear sound all the time. If you want very clear sound, you need a higher end instrument. So right here, if you learn how to play the higher notes already, then you can use the higher note, just the higher note, to play a melody. Here we go. You see, with the if you are able to control the breathing and do the high note, you can just use the high note to try. Like, don't go down the octave. Okay, when you jump from the high octave to the low octave, some beginners will have a trouble, like this. And then you cannot control because you get used to blowing very hard. And then when you want to jump down to the low octave, your mouth don't know how to jump down right away, and then you go like that, right? So try to stick with the high notes to do the whole melody and play around first. Then when you can control that, you go full low octave, and then you go full high octave, and then later you can mix them up. Later, you mix them up. So when you can play the low, play the high, mix them up, then basically you already can do anything you want with the Dizi. So the fun thing is, up to this point, if you can play the low octave, high octave, just take some time to mix them up, and then there you go. It's not very hard, but it takes a lot of time. So if you have, if you learn from these videos, it will take you a bit of time to really learn it. But take my advice, okay, everyone? Remember, if you just start learning the Dizi, use tape for the membrane hole. don't use that mod until you can actually kind of like not mastered, but at least you can play all the notes properly with tape. Then you can use the that mod. Remember, that mod is very, very difficult to install to set up for all beginners. Use tape. Okay? So thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and like. Bye bye.